What's going on, fam? I go by M3, Modern Masculine Man. Tonight we're going to be talking about Laura Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. They're in the news. I want to talk to young black men and men in general about some things that you should vet a woman or some things or some red flags that you should look for before getting married. You know me, I'm a master teacher and I'm going to make it real interesting, but we're going to get deeper than just two people breaking up. Let's check the intro and I'll be back.
Modern day masculine man, take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't bend, I won't break, you are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man podcast, Mitch. Woo!
So, like I was saying, family, I want to give brothers some tips and conversation pieces and things to discuss with women before you even consider marrying them. Some things that I wish that I would have been told, some things that I was told, and some things I learned along the way. Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan recently just separated. And the rumors say, just going by the rumors, that he wanted to marry her. Fellas, women see men in two categories. We're going to talk about that first, very briefly. And then I'm going to give you some tips on how to pick a wife. Real practical tips on how to know if a woman is ready to be married or if she's just playing you for a wedding or for a ring or just for a good time. Two types of men, women basically put men in two categories: stable and boring and unstable and fun. Stable and boring, unstable and fun. This is a subconscious thing. To a woman, if you're stable, you're boring. Why? What do you mean, Javon? If you're stable, you're boring. That means you have figured out a way to make your money. You figured out a way to spend your time. You figured out a way to maximize your life. And as a man, if you're stable, you have to be a mover. You have to be a shaker. You have to be about your business. You have to be a go-getter. Essentially, you have to pull yourselves up by your own bootstraps. And being that type of man, you're going to be gone a lot. And she's going to learn how to have to spend time by herself. So spending time by yourself is boring to women. Boring. So in order for you to provide that stability and be this mover and shaker and go-getter, you're going to be gone and she's going to spend a lot of time waiting for you to get home. And when you get home, you're going to be tired. And you may go on a date night, a movie, a dinner, a vacation here and there. But when you get home, you really want to spend time with your woman. And you want that time like Drake. Drake said sweatpants, hair tied back, no makeup. That's when you're the prettiest. So when a man that's moving and shaking gets home from being on the road, he don't necessarily want his woman jumping in his face in a lingerie. Yeah, maybe the first night, but hey, we're going to have sex. I'm home. But let's not get too romantic. Hey, I want to spend time with my wife and children. I've been on the road. I've been moving. I've been shaking. I've been doing things. So when I'm home, I don't want to go to the white party. I want to spend time with, let's get a babysitter. Let's go to the white party. Let's do this. Hey, baby, I'm home. I'm a truck driver. I'm on my own trucking company. I'm on the road. I'm an actor. I'm a movie star. I'm an NBA player. I'm a businessman. I'm a salesman. I'm a tech guy. I work all 12-hour shifts. When I get home, yes, we can go out, put on some clothes a couple of times a month. But for the most part, that man, when he get home, he want to enjoy the castle he's paying for. This man is stable. He wants to enjoy the castle. He's paying for this house. He's out all the time. He wants to actually sleep in this bed. He wants to sit in his man cave. He wants to look at that big screen TV. He wants to catch the football game. He wants to play a video game. He wants to enjoy that castle he made. So when he's home, he wants to enjoy his home, his wife, and children. He's not going to want to go jet set every weekend and do this and be a socialite. And a lot of times when women, they're used to working, they're used to doing things, they're used to moving and shaking, they're used to being in the public eye. A lot of times they feel they lose their identity when they become a mother, a housewife. So they realize, wow, I can't Instagram like I want to. I can't post selfies like I want to. My husband expects me to be a regular woman, a kept woman. That's what our grandmother used to say. You're a kept woman. You want to be a kept woman, which means being at home, handling business, domesticated stuff. The funny thing about stability, it's boring to women. But peep this. American society, and I always say the white man, forgive me, the white man has decided if a woman takes care of children and takes care of a home, that she should get half of everything. Wow. Stability is boring. Raising your children is boring. Minding your home is boring because you can't do the things that you normally do. You can't behave like you normally behave. Where is she? Where is Lori? Mike, when he's on the road making movies and stuff, he don't want his woman who is his prized possession at the nightclubs. He wanted her to be a kept woman. Hey, baby, here are the cards. I know you got your own money. You got your businesses and stuff to handle. But hey, I don't want you out and about. You're mine. I know you already dated Diddy. You dated Diddy's son. You dated Future. You dated quite a few guys. So I know that men love you and you're very attractive. I'm afraid for my lady to be out and about. I know you got that taste. I'm Michael B. Jordan. I want to conquer you. I want you to be mine. I want to be that alpha male who was able to lock you down after all these other men couldn't lock you down. So I definitely don't want you to be out here, out and about, out in the world. So stability is boring. But stability is stability. Imagine the song when Rick Ross said, Kobe wife want to get half for 180 mil. Chick, you wasn't in the gym shooting free throws. I forgot how he said. He was saying, how can your Vanessa Bryant get half? She ain't shot one shot. Well, the government said that Kobe having the peace of mind of coming home to a nice clean house, a nice hot meal, and his children being taken care of, taking care of the school every day, they said that's worth half. So the bag is actually becoming a wife. That's the bag. But they don't want stability. They don't want to lose themselves. Stability is boring. They don't realize that until they get stable. And that man says, hey, all the bills paid for. You got a car. You run the checking account. Just be a soccer mom. What do you mean? What do you mean just be a regular soccer mom? That's not what I want to do. We're going to get into that in a minute. The unstable guy is fun. He's unstable. That's why a lot of times you'll find that I've been the unstable fun guy for a lot of women. I'm just being honest. I'm that guy that they may sleep with behind the 7-Eleven. I'm that guy that's fun. I rap, I sing, I'm funny, I'm comical. We can smoke a little something, drink a little something. I'm a master chef. I can cook. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to have some immaculate sex. That's me. I'm that guy. I'm that unstable, fun guy for a lot of women. I've been that. Now I'm the stable, boring guy. I'm boring as hell. I just want to see my daughter, pay the bills, me and my wife eat a little something, every now and then go out. I really don't like to go out. My wife don't like other folks cooking. I done traveled the world enough. I'm the stable, boring guy. Me and my wife are at stable, boring level right now. The unstable, fun guy, he normally is at your beck and call. He's normally what I call a low life. Just be honest. He'll have sex with you very good. He'll hop on a plane and go with you wherever you want to go. Normally, you're going to pay for that. He'll just have fun. He take Adderall with you. He'll just rip and run with you. He's unstable, but he's exciting. And you don't have him in your life all the time. He's just like the stable, boring guy. A lot of times you don't even have access to him. But when you call him and he finally come through, it's exciting. You can argue. Where you been? Who you been messing with? Who you dealing with? It feels good to argue. Shut up. He kiss you. Y'all have some makeup sex. Lay there, smoke a little reefer, have a little drink, whatever. Y'all done had a good time. That's that unstable, exciting guy. You don't know what's going to happen with him. Sometimes he might be a guy that trick a little change on you, but he's unstable and exciting. You may not see him all the time, but when you see him, oh, it's on 10. A lot of times, our women like those situations, and they wish they can mesh the two, but it's so hard to mesh the two. You can't mesh the two. The guy that's handling business, that's moving and shaking, can't sit up under you. He not going to sit at the nail salon with you. He not going to be coupling. He not going to be, he the guy that say, hey, man, put the damn camera down, man. I'm trying to enjoy some time with my wife. And you are so excited that you're out. You're so excited that you're out having a good time. You want to film everything on your vacation. Hey, I'm on vacation, me and my husband. And he like, baby, put the goddamn phone down. I'm trying to enjoy my vacation. Trying to enjoy my dinner. Trying to enjoy my day out. And then you look up and say he's boring. That other guy, man, he gonna party harder. And he don't even want to be in the pictures with you. That's why when you see a lot of times you see ladies on vacation, it's like they doing everything. And it's like, who's taking these pictures? And whoever your cameraman is, I'm on a trip by myself, having a good time. Your cameraman, you done trained him. He take great pictures. He take the best pictures in the world. He know exactly your angles, and that's just that guy that's having a good time with you. So, fellas, I want you to understand which category you fall in before you even get out into this dating world. Figure out which category you fall in. More than anything, as the modern day masculine man, we're going to drop a little game on you because I believe in teaching. I don't just believe in talking about Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. I believe in teaching men how to be masculine. So at this point, we're going to have a little cheer. And we're going to have a little drink. You know, I'm the modern day masculine man. My saying is I drink my liquor straight, I pay all the bills, and I tell my woman the truth. Yes, sir. Word to Marvin. 3 things I want black men and all men in general to understand, and this is what I teach my sons when you're picking a woman. First of all, do they want to be married and why? I wanted to be married growing up. I wanted to be married. I seen my grandfather and I saw stability in the people's lives that I knew were married. My friends that were married had brick houses. I could go over their house, spend the night, have a good time. They ate at the table like the Huxtables. They daddy had a pickup truck. He picked up all the kids, took us to the football games, to the fair. I wanted to be married. I wanted to be married. I wanted to have a deck. I wanted to have a wife and children. I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be that guy. Hold on a sec. My son, Day One, turn your phone down. My mic picking it up. That's my 21-year-old son. He's over here. His mom is cutting his hair. His mom cut my hair today. Shout out to my wife. I have my boys have their mom cut their hair because the older you get, I just think sitting around in the barbershop on a Saturday is some woman stuff. You go to the barbershop. This is a side note, teachable moment. I remember going to the barbershop and I can sit in there and I felt like it was woman talk. Man, you know, Johnny boy got shot and they would just, yeah, you know, when he left here, he said he was going to kill that man. And they would just be talking about everything. And you would learn so much hood stuff. And I'd be like, everybody, man, I can't keep coming in here. The barber's meat touching my arm and it touched me. Older I got, I just stopped caring about being cute every week. So my wife, hey, baby, trim me up. She done got rather good at it. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. You see that side? Yeah, that's that dimple boy. Then we go to this side. Just a little shout out to my wife. But back to the subject. 3 reasons I want men to analyze women, vetting them, talk to them, getting to know them. Do they want to be married and why? Do they have any training on marriage? And do they have communication skills? Do they want to be married and why? Do they have any training or knowledge about marriage and communication skills? Want to and why? Like I said, I wanted to be married. So in wanting to be married, I was going to train myself or seek out training from other older men and women that were married. And I was going to work on communication skills. So let's get into it. When you meet a woman, you must consider what age they are. Do they have kids and do they want kids? If they have kids, y'all got to discuss, okay, are we going to have kids? What age are you? Why do you want to be married at this point? This is very important. When I met my wife, she had 2 kids. I explained to her that I wanted to have children in the future. Her tubes was tied. I said, well, we'll work it out. Either we'll untie your tubes or we'll do an alternative method of me having a child. In this day and age, the LBGTQIA, they adopt children. They artificially inseminate babies. So I said, well, we'll figure it out. So I have a daughter now, my first child, 43 years old. Shout out to my daughter, Kristen. But kids, the age, and do they want kids? That's very important because you don't want to be in a situation. I find a lot of men in situations, a lot of men have reached out to me because I have what's called a strange abnormal situation, but it's really love. Men whose wives don't want children or men whose wives' tubes are tied and their wives don't want them to have any children in any way, form, or fashion. And my wife was like, there's no way you can raise my 2 sons and I wouldn't do everything I could for you to see yourself reincarnated and to procreate. So that's a big thing. Does she want a big ring and a wedding? I tell my sons, joke with your wife. When you get ready to marry a woman, you be straight up with them. Say, I don't want a big wedding and I don't want to get you this big fancy ring. See, a lot of times people want the ceremony. The ceremony is the cool thing. But if a woman really loves you, she'll marry you on any conditions. She'll marry you at the Justice of Peace with a small ring. She'll have a small reception. But you must be stable. Don't be this guy that just said do that for no reason. Have a plan. The reason we're getting married at the Justice of Peace is because this, that, and the other. I have this down payment for the mortgage. I have this. You shouldn't be trying to get married until you're ready to actually take on a woman with responsibilities, first of all. But have a plan. Okay, this is the reason I don't want to do this big honeymoon. This is the reason I don't want to spend this much on a wedding. This is the reason. Well, my father wants to do this. Well, if your father want to do this, let me talk to your father and I can talk to him as a grown man. If he don't understand this, then you're not the right woman for me. Because as a man, this kind of needs to be on your terms because if things go good or bad, it's just going to be your responsibility. If money gets short, it's up to you as a man to run that household. If those kids turn out a certain way, it's going to be a reflection of you. So if you need to lead, you're going to lead. So does she want a big ring or a wedding? Now, if you can afford that, if you want to do that for her, do it. But let her know. Make her decide. Make her show you, hey, I don't need all that. I just want you. Was her parents married? Why does she have a good motivation for being married, or is she just at a certain age where she want to be taken care of? I talk to a lot of young brothers, and in dealing with women in their late 30s, early 40s, a lot of these women want to get pregnant. It's like having a bag. Okay, if I'm pregnant at 42, this is another 20 years, 18 years, 60 of me being affiliated with a man in some type of benefits. So, what's her age? What's her parents married? Does she have any understanding of what marriage is, what it takes to be married? And has she seen good communication? Does she want to be a full-time mother or not? Now, I'm not saying she has to be a full-time mother, but y'all need to talk about it. Y'all need to decide if she gonna work, who gonna pay bills, what. As a man, I learned this from my grandfather. This is how I handle situation. I think this is a good situation for all men to handle situations financially. A woman needs to know everything a man is making, because traditionally a man is supposed to pay for everything and a woman is supposed to take care of house and home. Times have changed. Sometimes women want to work, they want to make their money. But as a man, I believe a man should pay all the bills with his money. If his woman work, she knows what I make goes to savings and luxuries, life expenses. Because when a woman know there's something in the savings and she knows she can spend a little money on life and enjoyment, she good. I know a lot of brothers that I've counseled, I don't want to say counseled, did one-on-one reflective discourse. And I was explaining to them, let your woman see your check. Let her see how much child support come out of your check. Let her know what you really make so she can truly know that you're giving your all, that you're bringing everything to the table. A lot of brothers like to be secretive with their income. They tell their woman they paying child support more than what they're paying because they want to buy a little shoes, have a little reefer money. No, your money as a man personally, pay all the bills. Now, I'm not stupid. If I'm paying all the bills, I have a general sense of what type of money my wife is making. So I'm like, okay, you can get your nails. I'm not into all that, but if you want to spend money getting your nails, pampering yourself, feeling good, that's cool. But if you have a job and I'm paying all the bills, there should be a significant amount of your check going to savings. There should be a significant amount of your check going to our future. So if a woman knows, okay, this is straight, he's paying everything, I do want to work. I do want to have a job where she can have a job and then let her manage her check. Because she really feels like traditionally she shouldn't be working. So the last thing you should be doing is letting your woman work and not letting her manage her own check. Let her manage her own check. If you love and trust her, that's cool. Some other things, fellas, what I want you to understand, friend zones. This is a tricky situation. And this is to brothers. So if you've ever been in the friend zone, I'm going to teach you how to live in the friend zone or teach you how to get out the friend zone. But I'm also going to teach sisters why we want to and don't want to. A friend zone guy's husband material. He's perfect. If a woman puts you in the friend zone, that means you're perfect. You just don't look right, or you can't F. Trying to monetize my YouTube. Either you're not handsome enough, tall enough, sexy enough to introduce to her immediate family and her peers. That's why you're in the friend zone. That's the only reason. Because think about it. You're perfect for her. You do everything for her. You're there. I got a joke. I say a friend zone guy's horny. He's just patient. See, I'm horny, but I ain't gonna be that patient. I'm gonna get up out that friend zone. Look, hey, look, I want to, and if you don't want to, let me know, because I'm not finna friend zone you. But guys, if you're in the friend zone, that's not saying give up. Be that friend. That's just being persistent. That's just being persistent. Now, understand this. If you're that friend zone guy, you're gonna have to be there and be in that friend zone. You're going to go through a lot. I said, get up out of there, Rocky. What's her motivation for wanting to be married? Have you been in the friend zone and now she realizes that you were the right guy? Number 2, training. This is very simple. Training, cooking. Old people used to say cooking was the way to the man's heart. It's really his life source. Let me break something down to you. A woman was the first scientist. Back in the day, the woman would see a berry or a plant or something, and she would taste it. If it was bitter, she'd decide if she could cook that or whatever. And if she cook it or if she tasted it or ate it and it didn't hurt her, she knew she could give it to her family. Do you understand a woman preparing meals is actually the life that you put in your body? We have a lot of women that don't want to cook or can't cook. My grandmother told me if a woman can't cook, she's a girl. And I say that all the time and women get mad. But hey, they say, well, why you got to be able to cook for a man and the man this? I said, what about your children? You're going to feed your children McDonald's? That's why so many kids are obese. Kids have so many mental health illness because people aren't cooking anymore. Cooking is a man's life source. I remember when the doctors told my grandfather he had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and if he didn't tighten up, he was going to die because he won't going to stop drinking and smoking cigars and dipping snuff. So he had to change his eating habits. And I'll never forget my granddaddy liked biscuits. I've never seen him cuss at my grandmother, but my granddaddy liked biscuits every day. And I'm going to tell you something about biscuits. And my grandmother bought him some wheat bread, and he took the whole loaf and smashed it. He said, I can turn this whole damn loaf of wheat bread into 2 biscuits. And he was mad. And she stood up to him. She said, Alec, you got to eat better or you going to die. And my granddaddy broke down and my grandma cooked this food and changed his diet. And he lived another 20 years. Speaking of biscuits, a way to a man's stomach is his heart. Let me give y'all some game. And this is just me giving you old country anecdote because I'm an old country boy. Understand, as a master teacher, Black folks have always kept some grease on the stove, whether it was fatback grease, bacon grease, pork grease, lard, whatever. We saved grease. Why? Because the cheapest thing on earth you can afford is some flour. Flour. When ain't nothing else shaking, you can get your hands on some flour. Well, if you keep that grease on the stove and flour and you got some water, you can make 2 things, biscuits and gravy. Ain't that a damn trip? At your poorest, brokest, dying, ain't got nothing, biscuits and gravy taste real damn good to me. It's a meal and it's heartening. Biscuits, slice of bust a couple of biscuits over, throw that gravy in there. You don't need no meat. It's filling. It's got your fat. It's got your carbs. It's got your water. So we live in a world right now, if we went into a depression right now, and the government has always will give out flour. In every country, the government will give out flour. That's what in Rome, during the Colosseum times, come look at the fights and we're going to give you grain, flour. Right now, if we went into a Great Depression in the government, that's what they drop off in Africa, flour, grain. If we went through a Great Depression right now, a lot of our women don't know how to make biscuits and gravy with flour, water, and grease. You can make biscuits with flour, water, and grease, and you can make gravy with flour, water, and grease. So at a man's poorest, brokest state, his woman still could feed him. Another thing, imagine being on a farm and you only grew certain things during the winter. I'm an old country boy, so I know. You can grow sweet potatoes during the winter, collard greens, certain onions, turnips, veggies that grow under the ground. So you might have nothing but collards and turnips the whole winter. And the highlight of a person's day is eating. So if you can't make them turnips and collards and them biscuits jump, that man come home, what? So being able to cook, that training. Do she like her house being clean? A woman should take pride. A man should take pride in a house being clean and organized. I showed my wife how I wanted the house to be clean and organized. I taught her how I wanted to be because I was married before. And then we taught our sons that, and she worked at it. And then I taught my sons, look, don't drop your shoes at the door. We're going to work at keeping this thing clean and organized. I taught my son something. When you meet a woman and you go over her house, there's 3 things you should check. Number 1, lift the toilet seats up in the guest bathroom. Lift the toilet seats up in the guest bathroom because she's going to let you use the guest bathroom. If she finally give you some and you get in her bathroom, lift the toilet seat up in her bathroom. Number 1, as a man, I teach my sons, lift the toilet seat up, pee. If you tinkle a little bit, get a towel and wipe it off, or napkin or paper or tissue and wipe it off. You don't want somebody to come in and see you done drip piss on their toilet. So as a man, I teach them, lift the toilet seat up in the guest bathroom if you make it to her bathroom. If you see piss under there, she's not attentive to stuff like that. And also that's just mean a dude been over there smashing. Number 2, open that microwave. You got to open that microwave. If she don't clean a microwave tray out and the microwave plate all nasty and the microwave dirty, don't trust her. She don't care about her life. She don't care about being domesticated. Number 3, you got to check a linen closet. If she ain't got a lot of towels and rags and sheets fold up, she a dirty butt. That's one thing that impressed me about my wife. She said, why are you looking my linen closet right in front of her? I said, this is the real test right here. She said, why are you looking my linen closet? I opened her linen closet. She had so many sets of sheets, comforters, rags, and towels. That means if you change your sheets often and change your wash rag and wash towels, my grandma used to call it your ass rag. If you change that often, I know you care about your hygiene. So that training is very essential. Number 3, communication. And then we're going to bring open the door for some comments. Communication. Fellas, you got to find a woman that can communicate. And I say this, and it's called smirk. And when you meet a woman, instead of smiling at her, Betty Wright said, you can't show your teeth to every guy you meet. You can't be smiling at every guy's face. So a smile is a full smile, but a smirk is a smirk. And I can't take credit for this. An old pastor of mine used to teach a course on marriage, and his name is Pastor Anthony Thompson. He's one of my mentors. I don't even go to church. I don't even subscribe to any religion anymore. I have a saying, I'm all, yet I'm none. I've studied so much. I'm all religions, but I don't subscribe to one in particular. But he's still one of my best mentors. And he had this thing called smirk, real quick, in communication. Smirk. He said, instead of smiling, smirk. SMIRK. It's an acronym. It stands for sex, money, intangibles, religion, and kids. Communicate upfront. What kind of sex are we going to have? Because that's very important for men. Am I going to get some head often? How often do I get head? Is it just on birthdays? Is it just when I take you out? Do I got to ask for head? Because some women get mad when you ask for head. I was going to give you some head, but you act. Seemed like I done been in situations where I didn't get no head. So when I finally asked, I got told, I was going to give you some head tonight, but you asked. So sex. How freaky is she? Do she like being bent over from the back? Can you grab her? Can you pull her hair? Can you choke her? She might want to know, how long do you last? If you a minute, man, will you eat me? Will you get me off? Do you mind if I use some vibrators in front of you? Are we going to watch porn together? Sex needs to be really discussed. Money. How are we going to do money? Who makes the money? Let's talk about credit. Da 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 da. Like I was saying earlier, I think the man should pay the bills. If the woman work, her check should go to a bank account where both of them know what's going on. But the woman needs to know that her money is, safe and secure. And when she want to fuck off a little money, excuse me, YouTube, she can. Money, intangibles. Those are the things you would never think about. Intangibles. What kind of car do you like? Fords? Do you like this? How many vacations? Do you like vacations? Could our mothers live in? If somebody died or somebody got sick, what would we do in these situations? Intangibles. You have to think of scenarios that you may go through. Sex, money, intangibles, religion. What's going to be y'all spirituality? Do y'all have agreement on religion? That's pretty much self-explanatory. If y'all are different religions, what are y'all going to do? Are y'all going to celebrate holidays, Christmas, blah, 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 blah. Religious holidays, religion, spirituality. You must discuss that. And kids. How many kids we going to have? Do we whoop kids? Do we put kids in timeout? When do kids move out? All that stuff. Sex, money, intangibles, religion, and kids. Smirk, communication. That needs to be discussed before you get into any serious relationship. Next, can you be honest with her? Can you tell her what you like and what you don't like about her? Can you tell her, I don't like that dress? Can you tell her you're gaining weight? I don't want you over a certain amount of weight. Can she be honest with you? Me and my wife has this thing. If I get a certain amount of weight on me, I'll snore. The second I snore, she mad. She got two things. She don't want to sleep with a man that snore, and she don't want a man to develop man boobs. That's her two things. So I cannot violate or I might get left. You see what I'm saying? I cannot violate. Will she apologize? Will she apologize? Can y'all talk about something? Will she apologize or accept an apology without being mad for 2-3 days? Happy wife, happy life. That means let her run the house with her emotions. Even the kids feel that. That's not the way it should be. It should be happy home, happy life. Man and woman happy. Finally, this is a little trick my pastor told me. He said no TV in the bedroom. Shouldn't have a TV in the bedroom. The world is for TV. Don't bring the world in your bedroom. Communication. The bedroom should be for love making and good communication. Love making and good communication. When you get to that bedroom, everything should be about love making or let's talk this out so we don't go to bed angry. Not TV in the bedroom, she watching her program or you watching your program. Ain't nobody saying nothing to each other. Somebody fall asleep, turn the TV off. And the Bible said, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. That's just a religious saying. But I believe you should not have a TV in your bedroom. Fellas, that's my synopsis on before you even get into trying to marry a woman. The want and why. Is she just here for the wedding? Does she want the ring? Does she not want to be alone? Throw it out there. I want to get married at the Justice of Peace, and I don't want to have a big wedding, and I don't want to spend money on a big ring, and I don't want to spend money on a honeymoon. If she said there's no way, then she has an image in her head about marriage, and she really does not want to marry you. If she rock with that, she wants you. She's not concerned about the world. She's not concerned about anything else but you. Number 2, training. Is she equipped? Can she run a home? So many women don't want to be domesticated women and run a home. But like I said, the white man says, hey, I'm Javon Clark. I can make $300 million. And if my wife is at home cooking, cleaning, washing my drawers, making me sandwiches, taking care of my daughter, she should get half. So domestic training is worth half according to the white man. So you definitely need to know if she has some domestic training. And finally, communication. Smirk. Discuss sex, how often you going to get it on, how freaky y'all going to be. Money, who pays for what, who's got the good credit. I need to know if you got poor credit before we get together. I need to know how much student loan you got before we get together. Intangibles, if your mom gets sick, could she move in with us? What if I wanted to go back to school and quit my job? How would we work? Religion, what's our spirituality? What holidays do we celebrate? What's going to be the spiritual head of our household? Are we going to go to church? Are we going to, you get it? And kids, do we beat kids? Do we corporal punish kids? Do we time out kids? What's the plan for how we're going to raise these kids together? That's smirk. Instead of smiling, smirk. Let's have a real conversation. Can you be honest and keep that TV out the bedroom? Family, you already know. I just use that to get into this subject. Let's go check out some comments from the people. We got our good sister Sophia Moore in the house. Let me put this link up if anybody wants to chime in on this conversation. I'm going to put this link up, and all you have to do is click on this link and you'll be able to chime in on this conversation. If not, y'all know how we're saying we're going to get out of here. We're trying to grow the channel. I ask that you share this channel, talk about this channel, because it's real information. And we're going to be talking about being masculine. Right now, we're dropping videos. We want content where people can come here and get real content, real understanding. And from there, as the channel grows, like I said, you'll be able to click in on that link right there and come in, and you can add to the conversation. You can rebuttal. We can discuss it. But my mission is to set a code of ethics for masculinity. Are we going to wear hoochie daddy shorts? Are we going to keep sagging our pants into our 50s? Are we going to paint our hair? Are we going to type with emojis? Are we going to adopt every saying that women say? It's the breast for me. You know, are we going to, what is the code? What is masculinity? Are we going to fly by night with every fad, or are we going to continue to suffer from arrested development as men? We used to wear saggy pants. Now we're wearing saggy tight pants. Now we're wearing super tight. Listen, we're changing up. Hey, man, when are we going to be men? When we're going to fade off into glory and be grandpas and uncles and set examples for the youth. So like I said, hi, sir, this is Ethan, Sophia's son. Hacked by my son. So Sophia's son, if you want to come in and ask a question, brother, you can come in and ask a question. Trey Prue, let's see what she says. I live alone and was wiping my toilet down this morning. I saw a crumb in the microwave today and picked it out. My towels are stacked in my cabinets neatly. I think I'm old. No, that's not old, sister. That's just being what I said rule number 2 was. Training. You have some training. This is your environment. This is your space. I was poor growing up. I lived in a house with no bathroom, and we used to wash the baseboards down every Saturday. My mom was like, just because we poor don't mean we're going to be nasty. So that's training. Let's look at some more comments before we get out of here, if nobody wants to come in and give it. Sophia Moore says, me too, Trey. Nothing old about that. I just decorated my guest bathroom, about 60 new towels from Ross. Good, clean women. Yes, sir. We talking about it. Rodney says, good tips. Terrence says, well appreciated. Total Woman says, great show topic. Rodney says, We all at some point have to grow up. We have to start doing that first and foremost. Well, family, we don't look like we don't have anybody that want to come in. Like I said, y'all share this. We're going to do it like we always do. If you want to support this movement, this is where you contribute at. You can PayPal us at J Clock Products. PayPal, just type in at J Clock Products. We'll get that instantly. If you want to Zelle us at 919-292-5374. Again, you can Zelle us at 919-292-5374. We'll get that instantly. And you can hit us with what I like to call a mighty cash app. Look like we got a brother that might be wanting to tune in. Brother Rodney is adding to the stream. I don't necessarily see his face yet, but okay, I think I got to put my headphones on so we don't have any
My goodness, come on.
disruption. What's going on, Brother Rodney? Talk to us, man. What do you want to add to the conversation? Can you hear me, Rodney?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go ahead, talk to us, bro. What you want to add to the conversation?
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me mute the other one real quick.
Okay.
My computer got a little bit of a lag time.
Sound like it's coming in pretty good on my end, but do what you need to do, brother.
Yeah, I just didn't want to hear the feedback. That's all.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We definitely don't want to hear that. Yeah, appreciate that, man. When you get it ready, you just take over, man.
There we go. All right. Well, okay, and you can see me, right?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, there we go. Well, everything that you were saying, you made some really great points. As far as the things that you need to look for, as far as making a decision to be married. Sometimes you need to I think people should go even further as to knowing what you want, and just somebody that you're dating. I mean, I used to be really, I ain't no used to be. I'm really particular about who I have in my circle. And so, of course, with choosing my wife, I was really particular. And it wasn't for me. For me, it wasn't really. It was looks, but everything. It was other things that had to kind of stand out for me to say, hey, you know what? This is a woman that I can marry.
Yeah.
Because for me, I mean, you could be beautiful. I mean, very beautiful. But the things that get me is when you open your mouth. If you say something that sounds a little off, that's when I'm turned off. And I'm mindful of things like that. Even before the first date, even before even going to visit her at her crib for the first time. I'm mindful of the things that they say. Um, because that says, it's not a lot of times it's not what they say, it's how they say it.
Yeah.
If that makes any kind of sense.
I dig it. I feel where you're coming from.
Right. So, how people react, how people interact with how she interacts with other people, and the things that she says, that thing right there, to me, that's a measuring stick to let you know whether if this is a person that you really need to, spend time with, or a person that you need to even, that you need to just pass.
So let me ask you this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what you're saying, that communication, like I said, the want to and the why, the training, that communication was essential from you from day one, just like you're vetting them just based on the conversation off top.
Oh yeah. That's Communication is the most important thing in a relationship. That's something that my grandmother told me. My grandmother and my grandfather were married for, shoot, I don't know how many years before my grandfather passed, both of them. And they had their ups and downs, but nobody ever really knew what was going on between those two. but when they were having their things, they would communicate things out. My grandmother gave me an example one time where my grandmother wanted a car. My grandparents had owned I don't know how many Cadillacs in their lifetime, and so my grandmother wanted another car. So my grandfather sat down with my grandmother. He told her, "Look, this is what we're gonna do, because I know you want a car, but this is how we're gonna do this." They sat down and they made a plan,
Mm-hmm.
and they saved and they stuck to that plan until he was able to go to the dealership, buy her a car cash, head right out, drop the car off, and go on about his business. Same thing with the bills. Now, my grandfather, he wouldn't be the one that would go and pay the bills, but what he would do is he would work. He would take his check. My grandmother would budget everything. She would give him his spending money, however much that would be, and
Yeah.
she would take the rest of the money and she would pay all of the bills and take care of everything in the household. See, I know in this day and age, some people would think of that, in which I really hate when folks use that term as simping, because it's not simping if it's a woman that you love, and if it's a woman that loves you. If both of you have each other's backs, there's no such thing as being a simp, and there's no such thing as her being kind of a sucker for doing anything for her man.
You know,
doing it with each other.
I call it simply this, right? And before we get out of here, I just call it a man letting this woman know what's going on.
Exactly.
It's just a man letting this woman know, hey, look, this is what we got. I believe a woman will be so much more cooperative if she know this is what you making and this is what we got, and you're giving everything you have, instead of her saying, well, here go the bill money and you keeping the rest. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I got to get out of here, man. I got some business to handle. I'm going to try to keep this show at a certain time, brother. I so appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, yeah, man. And I appreciate what you're doing too, man. Keep up the good work.
You know I am, man. This is my new channel. I'm starting all over, bro. And we just want to have some positive, good information for people. And when people want to come over and ask some questions, we're going to talk. We're going to get it on. I appreciate you, fam.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Be good, bro.
Right.
Loving the show so far. People in my generation born in 93 need to hear this badly. So, Large 7, you put me out there to your family, man. I appreciate you so much. Y'all set y'all notifications. If all hearts and minds are clear, we're going to get up on out of here. I am the modern masculine man.
Modern day masculine man, take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills, and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, or not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo!